Peace, love, and transcendence. And as promised, I am back with the first lesson of the spiritual system IFA. We're talking about the religion itself and the deities that comprise the religion of IFA, the Orishas. So, this is lesson one, and I do apologize if you can't see this. This is my small board. Don't laugh at my shit. It's small, and I'm gonna be teaching from this, and I might just take the camera and bring it a little closer. But it says lesson one, Ifa, Orishas in parentheses, and it says Ifa, which is IFA, Ifa. And let's see if I can bring it a little closer so that you guys can at least see what I'm going to be discussing and what I'm going to be talking about. And maybe next video I'll try to place myself in a different location, in a different area. But for right now, this is all I got. All right, lesson one, Ifa, Orishas. Ifa, we're going to start off with the definition of Ifa and what Ifa is. Ifa is a system of divination and religion of the Yoruba people. This spiritual system is not just practiced among the Yoruba people or amongst the Yoruba people of Nigeria, but throughout West Africa, the U.S., and other parts of the world. Now, Ifa is practiced, as stated earlier, in other parts of the world. It is a Yoruba religion found in West Africa, in Nigeria. And one thing that I wanted to point out is that not every person in West Africa or in Nigeria practices this particular spiritual system. This is what I consider, or what I call, an ancient spiritual system practiced by our ancestors, and also carried on throughout the centuries and throughout decades, throughout the years. But the majority, from when I looked at with statistics, and sometimes you can't always believe statistics, but it stated that, and I forgot what percentage, but there's a large percentage, let's go with that. There's a large percentage of African people who, of course, just like the rest of us, have been colonized, so they practice the religion of Christianity. And Christianity is a colonized religion. Now, for my Christians who may come across this video, you may not believe that, you may disagree with that, but it is what it is. Facts are facts, history is history. Christianity was given to the African slaves once they were enslaved and they came to the Americas, as a way to condition them, as a way to control them, if you will. And that was a big part of enslavement, was the Christian faith that was introduced, because when our ancestors came over here, of course, we had our own spiritual system that we practiced and that we relied on. And once the enslavers enslaved the slaves and the slaves came over here, that was demonized. It was made to be looked upon as being evil, which is our original spiritual practice. So that's why many people today, especially black people, think that voodoo or vodou is evil. And of course, it has its positives and its negatives. You can use it for good, you can use it for evil. But I'm here to tell you, if you're going to get into something like that, always, always, always do positive things with it. Because it's always going to come full circle and come back to you. Whatever you do comes back to you. So make sure that you are emitting positive energy and positive vibes, because if not, it can come back to you 10 times worse than you put it out. So always keep that in mind. Always try to stay balanced and stay in a positive frame of mind. With that being said, I wanted to say this: if you happen to come across this video and you are a practicing Christian, you are an atheist, so on and so forth, whatever, please understand that this video is for those that it resonates for. So if this doesn't resonate with you, it doesn't resonate with the spirit, doesn't resonate with your soul, that's cool. I just ask that you remain respectful and you keep it moving. No negative energy, no negative vibes. I'm not disrespecting any other type of religion that you may be involved in or that you may practice, because we're all at different phases and different places in our lives. So that's something that we always have to remember and keep in mind. All right, let's keep going. So now we know that IFA is a spiritual system that is practiced throughout West Africa and other parts of the world, even here in the United States. A lot of our brothers and sisters are waking up to our African history, our African culture, knowing that, yes, we may have been born here in America, and yes, some of us, of our ancestors, may have been originated from the Americas. Knowing that and keeping that in mind, we understand that, but at the same token and at the same time, we are still descendants of Africa and Africans. So a lot of us over here in the States, the United States, we are now beginning to see that and realize that, and that's a beautiful thing. But you've got to stay on your path and on your journey and do what's right for you. All right, moving on. Olodumare. Olodumare is God Almighty, or the Supreme God, also known as Olorun. So the supreme deity within the Ifa system, or the Orishas, is Olodumare. And he's the creator God, or he's like, and so when we look at these specific Orishas, remember to keep in mind that we are focusing on the energies. So you can work with these energies and these energies can work with you. And I'll get into that deeper a little later on as we go through our lessons. But he's also known as the Supreme God or Supreme Being in the Yoruba Pantheon. So when we talk about the Yoruba Pantheon, we're talking about the Orishas. We're talking about every energy force as a whole when we mention Orishas. And so Olodumare, and I'm going to use Christianity as a reference because that is a religion I think that a lot of people can identify with. So, and that I used to identify with. So that's why I'm always comparing and showing you the similarities. And please remember, the spiritual system of Ifa came way before Christianity. So that's another thing that we also have to look into and that we have to keep in mind when we're studying about the Orishas. Okay, so as I was saying, the Yoruba Pantheon is another word for the Orishas, or these energies that we are talking about. So comparing Olodumare or Olorun, which is the same energy of the creator, to God. And as you know how God is the father of Jesus. Jesus came to die for your sins, yada, yada, yada. If you're a Christian, you know the story. If you're an atheist, you don't care. But anyway, so we're talking in terms of the creator. Now, as we all know, that there is only one God. And what they teach you in Christianity is that one God. And yes, we know that. And also within the Ifa spiritual system, there's only one God, and that is the Supreme Being, Olodumare. Also known as, and don't forget this, as Olorun. So if you see Olorun, Olodumare, we're talking about the Supreme Creator. Now, here is where we go into the Orishas. So we have Olodumare, and under Olodumare we have the energies of the Orishas, such as Elegua, and that's what we're going to be discussing next within this lesson is Elegua. So Elegua is also known as the door opener. So you can't do anything if you're practicing Ifa. You can't go or do anything without going through Elegua first, because we can look at Elegua, and although this is just like I'm comparing and doing similarities, you could look at Elegua as Jesus, because Jesus, you can't get to the Father except by him. So Christianity says. So the religion of Christianity says. So with Ifa and practicing Ifa, we also have to recognize Elegua, because he is the door opener and the road opener. So you can't get through unless you are paying homage or doing what you need to do with Elegua. And I do apologize once again for this that you can't really see, but I'm going to talk you and walk you through it. All right, Elegua. Now, I'm using 2 markers. I'm going to explain to you why I'm using these 2 markers momentarily. So, give me a moment. All right. And I'm going to talk you through this. All right. I think I'm going to write it with the... Oh. I'm going to write with the black marker. Put this up closer. Elegua. It's spelled Elegua. Elegua. And Elegua is known as the road opener. And that's what I posted here. I wrote here. He's on this side. He's known as the road opener, so he opens the door for you. All right. Sorry about that. Okay, so Elegua is known as the road opener, and as you can see, when I wrote his name, I wrote it in 2 different colors, red and black. So those are the colors that represent Elegua. And each Orisha, and Elegua is known as an Orisha, each Orisha has a color. And from my research, there are at least over 1,000 Orishas. So therefore, we're not going to cover all of the energies, because that would be totally impossible. But we're going to cover some of the main ones. So right now, Elegua is one of the main ones. So I did red and black. I wrote his name, his letters in red and black, because those are the colors that represent him. He is known as the road opener. So when you want something done specifically, you would call on Elegua to help you through any energies. And he's also known as the trickster. He's very childlike, and he loves children. As a trickster. And loves children. So if you come across an adult that's very playful, very play-like, it could be in Elegua energy that is within that particular person, because he loves to play. And some of the things that he likes, So if you were to ever do an altar, excuse me, caught a bit of a cold. So if you've ever want to create an altar for, excuse me, Elegua, he likes rum. He likes cigars. And believe it or not, he likes toys. So if you want to, and candy. So if you ever want to create an altar for him, these are some of the things that you can have on your altar for him. Rum, cigars, toys, and candy. And also, excuse me, if you are creating an altar for Elegua, I've also seen online, and you can Google this for yourselves if you're interested, where they have these I don't really want to call it a potato, but that's what it is. It's like a potato, and they make the face. Look, let me stop for a second. What I'm talking about and what I am getting into is probably something that sounds totally foreign and crazy to you, especially if you've never researched it or studied it. So that's why I'm giving you the basic information now, just in case you want to look this up later for yourselves. So they have the image, or they have the potato, and they create the image of Elegua, and they have the cigar in its mouth, and all of the other things that represent him and that you need. And for example, you can also use, because since he likes toys or games, you can also use playing cards. Get a deck of playing cards. You don't have to put the whole deck on there if you don't want, but get a few cards, red and black, because with the deck of playing cards, you have red and black within the deck, the colors, and you can set that up for Elegua as well. And that is for the altar. Once again, you can use rum, cigars, toys such as playing cards, and candy, because that's what he likes. Elegua is the road opener. He's known to open the doors for you. Whatever you need, you can work with that specific energy and see if it resonates with you. He's also a trickster, and he loves children. And his colors are red and black. And as a matter of fact, I'm wearing red and black right now, and that just dawned on me. But yeah. So that is a quick lesson for you guys with IFA. And remember, IFA is a spiritual system that is practiced throughout West Africa and throughout other parts of the world, where they practice the spiritual system of IFA, where we understand that there is one supreme being, and that is Olodumare or Olorun. And after the supreme being within the Yoruba pantheon comes all of the other orishas, and that's Elegua, Oshun, Ogun, Yemaya. We're going to get into those energies and into those orishas throughout the lesson series. I hope this gave you some insight of Ifa, and I hope that you all read and research for yourselves. Please don't take my word for it. If this video resonated with you, awesome, great, love it. I'm glad that it did. Like the subscribe to the channel, like the video, tell your friends, family about the channel. And to my new subscribers, thank you so much for coming into my world on YouTube. And thank you to my long-term subscribers. I appreciate you. And so let's get into the full moon. Let's talk about the full moon real quick. That's what's going on tonight. Full moon in Scorpio. So with the full moon definitely comes many different energies, and what you want to do, you want to harness in on those energies, even the bad ones, because sometimes certain things need to happen and certain things need to come to light so that we can adjust accordingly. So let this full moon energy tonight, May 18th, 2019, Saturday, let it resonate with you. Just let the vibes and the energies come. Make sure you sage, make sure you meditate. And speaking of meditation, I have this cute little meditation necklace, as you can see. Oh man, I got this in the mail a couple of months ago. A couple of months ago. And I named him Oscar. I thought it was a cute name. And it's a meditating astronaut. So yeah, I think I purchased this from Buddhakind. So just check it out. Or either just Google, if you're interested, just Google, excuse me, the meditating astronaut, and it should pop up, and then we can check it out for yourselves. But yes, so full moon in Scorpio, full moon energy. We know that Scorpio brings the sexual energy. So if you guys out there feeling promiscuous, be responsible, and just harness all of the energy that the full moon will be emitting. So I'm going to check that out tonight. Hopefully we'll have clear skies so I can take some pictures. I wish I had one of those fancy cameras where I could really get in on the moon, but I'll do my best with taking those pictures tonight if I can. So yes, let's make sure that you're positive, you're doing what you're supposed to do, so that positive energy can come back to you. So until next time, I hope you enjoyed lesson 1 of the Orishas. So remember, let's recap really quickly. We talked about Ifa, the religion of Ifa, what it is, where it's practiced. It's just a quick overview. We talked about Elegua, and how he is a part of the Yoruba pantheon. We talked about the creator, the supreme being, supreme God, Olodumare or Olorun, and how basically he created the world itself. So these are the energies and these are the powers within the Yoruba religion. So, I'm quite sure there are other people out there that are a little more in depth and more experienced in explaining this stuff. When it's cool, please check them out as well. But I will be back with lesson 2. Lesson 2 will probably cover we'll do a recap again. Just in case you forgot about Elegua and Olodumare and what Ifa is. Quick overview, and then lesson 2 we'll get into some more of the Orisha energies. All right, until next time, peace, love, and blessings to you all. Thank you for checking out my videos, my YouTube channel, and until next time, stay blessed and soak up this full moon in Scorpio energy. This is called the flower blue moon, or the blue moon, flower moon. But anyway, make sure you check it out and enjoy the rest of your day and your evening. Peace.